My name is Michael Angel. I'm a certified health coach and a natural vision coach, and I've been a fully raw vegan for the past 14 years. And I specialize in having high levels of energy, natural weight loss, and optimal gut health. And I healed myself of Candida, severe chronic fatigue that was so bad that I didn't have any energy anymore, severe brain fog that was so bad that I couldn't even focus anymore, deep vein thrombosis, and severe gut issues which were so bad I couldn't even, poop on my own anymore. And now my gut works really well. And I healed it and healed myself of the candida and the brain fog and the severe chronic fatigue and the deep vein thrombosis, all with high amounts of fruits and juices. And what I've found since my own experiences helping others is it's very important to have high amounts of fiber and be well hydrated for the gut to work at its best. That's what worked for me. The juices and the high amounts of fiber. Until I introduced the high amounts of fruit, the gut wasn't working at all. And now my mind is sharper than it's ever been in its life with the high amounts of the fruits and the juices. And once I increased my intake of fruits to a high amount, is when the mind became so sharp that it's never been sharper before, like ever in my life. And my energy skyrocketed once I healed the gut and upped the intake of fruits and the amount I drink of juice. I drink almost a gallon of juice every day. And I take 4 cups of straight celery juice every day because celery juice is very good for binding and removing heavy metals and toxins from the body because of a component in it called that is the sodium cluster salts. And it's a good organic form of sodium. So you want to get the sodium from the food, and celery is a good source. And it's very good for like elimination in the morning and energy. And I also take 6 cups of watermelon juice with turmeric and ginger every day. And that's also good for energy and elimination. And then I take 2 cups of fermented coconut water every day. And that's good for probiotics and also for electrolytes and also any juices. In addition to like coconut water is good for that, but it's full of magnesium and potassium. It has a lot of good minerals in it. And actually, they use coconut water in IV transfusions, so it's very beneficial. And I get mine from a company called Harmless Harvest. They sell really good quality coconut water that's not pasteurized. So, and they mentioned that, on their website, it doesn't have the HPP and all that. So that one I trust, but ideally, what's best is if you take a coconut, you crack it open and, just drink the water from it and then take the meat, put it in the blender for a minute. That's what I used to do when I used to live in California. But here I have to get everything from the store. And also, I fixed my eyesight. I used to wear big bifocal glasses, and I got my eyesight from 2070 to 2020 through a natural vision improvement technique called the Dr. Bates method. And now my eyesight is 2015 because I got it after doing that. That took several months of doing these eyesight relaxation techniques. I then got it from 2020 to 2015 through taking lots of carrot juice every day, which I've been doing since then. And that's one thing that I hadn't mentioned yet. So I also take half of a 5 pound bag of carrots every day with one big red beet and one big cucumber, and also one bunch of spinach and juice all that together. I feel really good from that. It's good for energy also. And red beets are full of iron, so it's a natural source of getting iron, which is really good for you. So you want to get it from the food. When you get it from the supplements instead, the different nutrients and minerals you need, it's isolated substance. The body doesn't recognize it. And actually, for instance, as just one example of why it's not good, is the vitamin D supplements, for instance, actually stop your body from getting the vitamin D. Now, the best source of the vitamin D is the sun, and I do 30 minutes to 1 hour of sunning every day. Very important for how you feel, the skin, everything. And that's, the best source of vitamin D. People spend too much time indoors. In the past, people were not worried where they were um, getting supplements for vitamin D. They would just go in the sun. It's ridiculous. And if you live in a cold climate, move. It's better to live in the tropical climates, or if you can't live in the tropical climates, like states like Arizona, states where it's hot, where you can get lots of sun. That's what I would say. And so carrot juice is very high in beta carotene, and it's very high in vitamin A. And because of that, it's really good for boosting the vision. And then watermelon, what most people don't realize is it's full of iron. All those fruits, I mean, no, a lot of them that are red in color have iron in them. Like watermelon, for instance. But you want to get the whole thing. So what I do is I juice the seeds, the skin, and the flesh of it. So if you juice all of that, then you get all those all the iron, because it's a lot of it is contained in the seeds. And then I also eat the seeds when I eat the watermelon. And also my website is www.healthcoachmichael.com. So if you want help with any of these issues I did fix for myself and I can help others with, including eyesight, schedule a consultation. Just go to www.healthcoachmichael.com. And to do that also, another thing is I have a store. If you click on the store section and then you click on the flower quiz and go through it, then you can get these homeopathic flower essence sprays that are really good. They're good for relaxation and they're good for attracting things to your life. See, when I started doing these sprays is when I discovered the Raw Vegan Fruitarian Healing Group on Facebook. And shortly after that, shortly after doing those sprays is when I discovered this, and it's the best group I've ever come across. So I really think there's something to it. And other opportunities also have happened in my life since I started doing these sprays. So I highly recommend buying these sprays from my website. And also, I would say another thing that's very important for eyesight is to get rid of any LED lights or fluorescent lights you have in your house. They damage the eyes, and so does blue light. So having a blue light filter on your computer like iFlux, which is what I use, and then sunning. The sun is very good for the eyes. When I go and I sun every day for 30 minutes to an hour, I feel really relaxed afterwards. It relieves strain around the eyes, which is what causes the vision problems. And that's one of the doctor-based methods. There's several different ones, but yeah. So the sun, very important. And then also there's a herbal supplement I highly recommend for the eyes called Eye Bright, which is really has herbs in it that are really good for boosting the eyesight. So yeah, so check out my website, www.healthcoachmichael.com, and schedule a consultation to feel your best self ever, to be your superhuman self. And that is the end of my video.